Thank you guys so much for jumping on. It's Wednesday. May the 4th be with you. I'm really excited that you guys are jumping on tonight's free training Q&A kickoff call. We have 30 minutes to cram in as much as we can. I want to give you a short kind of the basics of what we're doing, what I'm doing, how it works, what the 5-day food cycle looks like, how it affects you, how your body's going to respond. And also, I would love to take your questions. So if this is the first time that you've ever been a part of a call like this is called Zoom. It's a lot like Skype or FaceTime, but it allows us to record. And also there's a chat feature. So if you're on your phone or whatever, you can still utilize the chat feature. If you click off the video, it probably won't cut you off. So you can still navigate to the chat screen. You can ask your questions there. I'll just type this right here. If you have anybody who wants to jump on the call, they can click that link and put their name and email, and then the link to this call will pop up immediately. So that it will only take them about 1 minute, but they can jump on and then they can catch the recording of whatever they missed. So if you have somebody that you think might be interested or benefit from this, feel free to share. And I'll also make sure that everybody who puts their email into that list, that I'll send the recording to all of you guys. So if you're not sure if you're on that list, you can go ahead and add yourself as well. And then if you duplicate yourself, I'll just delete it. Okay. So again, thank you for jumping on. If I don't know you, if you found this from a friend or you found me through Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, my name is Ember Neville. I'm the founder of Fired Up Fitness here in Fort Worth, Texas. I run online coaching and fitness programs. I train fitness instructors. I'm a mom of 2 and a digital marketing consultant. And I love social media. So I love this Zoom feature. I love making connections through social media. I have programs that I help people build their business doing that. But also I have a huge passion for fitness. Not even 10 years ago, I was 215 pounds. I had just had my 3rd child and just kind of settled into this, what I called frumpy mom lifestyle. And I just felt like I was building up kind of this resentment towards the world, if you will, and just felt like, I don't know, I was just in a very negative state. I thought I had a good life and everything was good. My kids were healthy. My husband had a great job, but physically I just wasn't happy. And so it was affecting all other areas of my life and my outlook and my perception. And so finally, I got around some people who kind of helped me shift that mindset, and a lot of changes started occurring. I came into a career in fitness, which helped me lose over 60 pounds and keep it off ever since then. I started teaching group fitness classes, became a personal trainer. It just all happened as we all started getting on MySpace and Facebook and making these networking connections through social media. So I've kind of built and shared my story all along the way. And that's probably how I met you. Probably somehow through somebody we met or mutual friend or something, that's how we met. So after, when I initially started my fitness journey, we didn't have the money for personal trainers. We had just got a 2nd car. We were a 1-car family for over 6 years. We really did live paycheck to paycheck, and we struggled. And so to hire a personal trainer on top of my gym membership was just out of the question. So I really kind of just had to figure it all out on my own as far as the nutrition side went. Like, I was getting into these group fitness classes and I was physically feeling the effects of these workouts and losing weight. But I knew that if I had a big steak dinner or a huge hamburger and french fries and with all the fixins the night before a lifting class, like, I felt that, right? Like, some of you, can I get some head nods if you know what I'm talking about? Like, you start to know when something isn't working or something isn't right. So I started to, by process of elimination, figure out what I needed to eat when, and was always kind of preached to eat every 2.5 hours, eat every 3 hours. You got to keep your metabolism going. You got to keep your blood sugar stable. And I was like, okay. And even as a personal trainer and getting into teaching instructors, that's what we have been taught in our certifications courses. And I just went with it without even questioning it because it was coming to me from credible sources, right? But here's one thing that I encourage all of my clients, and I'm going to encourage all of you guys to do, and that is to explore and research for yourself, because no two women on this call are the same, okay? You know this. Like, you know this. You have to figure out what works for you. This program that I'm doing, this food cycling program, it's not going to be right for everybody. It's not going to be right for everybody on this call, and that's okay. But I want you to continue to seek out and explore what fits for you, what works for you, what kind of foods work for you, what kind of workouts work for you, what kind of supplements work out for you. And I don't want you to feel like a failure when things don't work out, okay? Because there have been several programs that I have started and stopped and started and stopped and never really completed. But there have been other programs where it just clicks. And whenever it clicks, and it doesn't happen often, but when it clicks, that's when big shifts. Let's be clear. Big shifts and big shit. A lot of big things start to happen and move. And so I hope that as we go through this 5-day food cycle, Carb Cycling 101, I hope that things start to click and some light bulbs maybe start to turn on. I hope that you take notes. Smart people take notes. And then I hope you go out and you research what I'm talking about. You do a little bit of study time for yourself. And if you're interested in joining me on this journey, then great. I have options available for you coming up. Okay, so let's get down into it. Okay, macros. Can I get some head nods or a little hand wave? And whenever I say macros, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I kind of heard about it, but I don't really know what you're talking about. Okay, you guys know what carbs are, right? Your carbohydrates. You've got simple carbohydrates where everybody's like, stay away from the simple carbohydrates. That's your bad breads and your tortillas and all the good stuff. You know, all the good stuff that, that's your simple carbs, okay? That's the kind of stuff that like, hey there, baby. And then your complex carbs, so your veggies, your fruits, all of the good stuff, right? So you have your carbs, your carbohydrates. And basically when we food cycle, we're controlling the amount of carbs that you get each day. So here's one thing that kind of started clicking for me, because I've done programs where we figure out my calorie target. I know about how much I should be eating to fuel my workouts, whatever. And so I'm trying to shoot for this calorie target every day, right? But I'm not doing the same workout every day. So why am I fueling the same amount of calories, the same amount of nutrients into my body on a rest day that I am on leg day, or even like chest day, or you know what I'm saying, or cardio day? Like, I should be fueling for the day for the specific work. And so whenever I started to really look into that, I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me. It might not make sense to some other people who think I need to be eating, the same amount, the same things every single day. And I will say that this program, if you have a ton of weight to lose, you're just now getting started on your journey, you're just now kind of getting into it, this probably isn't for you. Okay, this is for people who have a pretty good grasp on their nutrition. They've been working out, they've got the workouts down, they're familiar with MyFitnessPal, you've tracked your foods, like you're kind of into it, but maybe you're stuck in a plateau, or maybe you've been hitting classes hard, or you've been hitting the gym hard 6-7 days a week, which was another one of my problems. I was teaching a lot of classes and also trying to fit in my personal workouts. And at my rest day would be like, I would teach like a Tuesday night class, and then, and then I wouldn't work out until like Wednesday night. Or I would try to like finagle my 24 hours where it wasn't really a full day. So whenever I finally sat down, I'm like, okay, I really do need to honor myself and give myself, my body, a full chance of recovery from all that I'm doing. And you guys do too. So if you're hitting 3 classes a day, and you're overtraining, or you're teaching a lot of classes, or you're just crushing it all the time, like, I'm going to encourage you to slow your roll a little bit. Like, think about 30 years down the road. Are you hammering yourself so hard that you're going to be paying for it 10, 20, 30 years down the road? Or are you setting yourself up for longevity? Think about these things, because right now we're all, oh yeah, we feel great. Like I'd love to lose 10, 20 pounds and, look good in my swimsuit. But are you killing and crushing your body in the process? Like, let's think long term, because I promise if you start making little shifts here and there, get your nutrition right, or at least work on getting it right? Because this season it's going to be right. You'll get it on point. And the next season, your schedule will change. Something will change. You'll decide that you're going to go dairy free, and then you'll have to readjust. So let's really take this season to season. Okay. So my focus for you guys is May, June, July. Like, let's get through this summer. Let's not just let it all go, all the hard work that you've been doing since you made those New Year's resolutions. Like, let's lock arms, let's work together, hold each other accountable, push one another, and be there for one another. That's how I have found that I work best. And that's something else that I don't want you to feel guilty about. If you're like, the only way I can have success is if I have somebody pushing me, if I have somebody, I always feel like I'm so codependent because I need somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of us function better when we have somebody to answer to. I do. Even though I'm really strongly independent, I still need coaches, mentors, pushers, trainers. Like, I still hire business coaches, personal trainers. Like, I have those. Like, everybody needs it in every category of life, not just fitness and nutrition. You need to have marriage mentors, people who are been married for 50 years that can set a good example for you and your spouse. You need mentors as a mom, as a parent. Like, you need to have people that you look up to that hold you accountable. Same thing goes with your nutrition. So I'm here to help you if you want it. Let's talk about the macros. Okay, so you have your carbohydrates. It's basically broken down in three categories. Your carbohydrates, your complex carbohydrates, okay? So we're eliminating all the crap, the sugar-loaded, processed, packaged breads and all of that. Like, let's just slowly start to decrease that. I'm not saying forever, everything in moderation, but on this program, we're not doing simple carbs, okay? There's a place for that. It's not in this program. And then fats, okay? So your fit fats. Who loves avocado? Ooh, ooh, ooh. You're going to love this program. Okay, so your fit fats, oils, your avocado oil, your coconut oil, olive oil, all that stuff, your nuts, seeds, and then you have your protein, okay? So your lean proteins. I'm a vegan on this program, so if I can do it as a vegan, you can do it as a meat eater, okay? So we're talking lean proteins, beans, quinoa, chicken, fish, all that good stuff. I would encourage you guys to stay away from the pork and the red meat and all that stuff, like, that just kind of weighs you down. I'm not going to try to get you to go vegan, so don't get that in your head, but I will be giving you plenty of extra sources of plant-based proteins and plant-based options that will definitely help you add more veggies and green stuff into your diet as it is. So I would challenge you guys to, if you don't already have MyFitnessPal, to download that free app and go in and kind of set your goals up and see what it kind of sets your calorie target as, because that's the first step. Is if MyFitnessPal is telling you that your calories are way off than what they probably should be, like, that's something you need to talk to somebody about. You can message me about it and say, okay, here's how my workouts are going, here's my goals, and here's what MyFitnessPal is telling me. What do you think? Or what I would really suggest, if you have access, is to have a hydrostatic body fat test done. So if you're local to me, we do this quarterly at Fired Up Fitness. It's the body analytics. You hear us talk about that a lot. It's basically you're getting baptized, right? So you like go in this dunk tank and you blow all your air out. And it's the most accurate way to get your BMI, your body mass index, your body fat percentage tested. Without doing the pinching and like somebody like measuring you. Like, this is the most accurate way. So, and it's affordable now. It used, a few years ago, you'd have to pay a couple $100s for this test. Now you can get it for around $50, $75, somewhere in there. Okay. It's totally worth it. What it does is it tells you your resting metabolic rate. So what you're burning, your metabolism, what you're burning at rest. So if you just slept all day long, you just lounged on the couch all day long, this test is going to tell you what you're burning at rest. And so if you're not eating, so for example, my RMR the last time I got tested is 1,900 calories. Let that sink in for a minute. 1,900 calories at rest. So if you count my workouts on top of that, in which I have to fuel for, right? I have to eat even more calories. So my target daily is around, on a regular day, 2,400 calories. Keep in mind that I'm 6'1", okay, and about 180 pounds. So I'm a big girl. So you can't really compare your numbers to mine. But if you're eating 1,200 calories a day, I don't care if you're 5 foot and you're working out consistently, you're not eating enough. There's not one person that has taken the body analytics test that has come in with an RMR of 1,200. Okay, so if you have somebody telling you that you need to eat 1,200, 1,400, even 1,500 calories, I'm gonna question that and tell you to reevaluate that and get a second opinion and ask, are they asking you to eat every 2.5 hours? Are they? And here's my thing with every 2.5 hours. This comes into the intermittent fasting, which is all intermittent fasting is a fancy word for eating all of your calories in a specific time frame. So say 8 hours is pretty standard. Okay, so you start eating at, say, 11 o'clock in the morning, you stop eating at 7 o'clock. You still eat all the calories that you're supposed to eat in a regular day, but you just eat it in a certain time frame. Instead of eating starting at 8 o'clock in the morning and ending at 7, you're eating all day long. Think about it. Here's another thing that clicked for me. If I'm constantly putting food in my body constantly has to work to digest that. So if you are going to bed and say you eat 2 hours at least before you go to bed and you go to sleep and you get a full 8 hours of sleep and then you wake up the next morning and you still feel like you got like 3 or 4, think about it. You just ate a full meal and then you went to go to bed. So your body has to digest all the food first, and then it goes to work doing all the other things that it's supposed to be doing to your system while you're asleep. So really you didn't get a full night's sleep because it had to produce that energy to digest that food. So if we're never giving our body a break, aren't we wrecking our metabolism by eating so frequently? I don't know. These are just questions that I'm putting out there for you guys to question. Like, you don't have to take every plan, every diet, every program that's given to you and be like, this is it, this is going to work. Like, question what's going on with your body. Do you typically do pretty well not eating breakfast? Because I used to think that I had to eat breakfast or I'd get sick. But then I started testing this out and it was just habit. It was just habit. Like, I am on fire in the morning. But if I eat, it busts that. And then it's just like opening up the gateways of food. It's like, just feed me. I just want to eat all day. So that's one challenge I would give you guys, is to see if you can eat within an 8-hour time frame and still get in all of your calories. So what comes into play with this program, Carb Cycling 101, is you really have to kind of plan and really kind of look ahead to see what day is coming and what you're going to eat and when. So if you don't have time as it is to get your workouts in or to make a decent meal for yourself, I know not every day is perfect, but then this program's probably not for you, because it is going to take some time and effort. So you've got your carbs, you've got your fats, and you've got your protein. So basically each day we're kind of cycling these things. So on a regular calorie day, I'm shooting for 2,400 calories in about a 6-8 window. Okay. If you're just starting intermittent fasting, I would say 10 hours. Like, you don't have to get crazy. Just start with 12 and see how you can fix it. Okay. It's going to take, it's time. It's not, I don't expect you to jump into a 6-minute intermittent fasting program if you've never even heard of it before. Like, it's a process, right? It's a process. So we're going to be cycling through. So for instance, if you join the program that we start on Monday, we have 2 low carb days in a row. I also have a program starting with a group of ladies on June 6th, because I know Monday's a little quick. If you're a teacher or something, right now is not probably a good time if you've got a crazy end of year stuff going on. So consider the June 6th program. It's 6 weeks. In the first week, we low carb 2 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday. The point of the low carb, because we also do speed burst training on those days. So we're burning off all the stored carbs, all the glycogen stores. We're burning that off, because then what we're going to do on that third day is feast day. Okay, so on low carb day, when you track your carbs, when you track your food in MyFitnessPal, and you go into your diary and you scroll down, there's a button that says nutrition, okay? Let me see if I have my phone. If you click on nutrition, it's got 3 tabs on it on that screen. One of them says macros. So you click on the macros tab and it's going to give you a pie chart. So if you're thinking about joining Monday or you're thinking about joining in June, I'm going to challenge you to go in and start kind of tracking your food just to see where you're at. Because really, you're probably eating a lot of the right foods as it is. It's just a few little tweaks that we need to make. Maybe you need to up your complex carbs because you've heard, oh, carbs are bad, I shouldn't be eating carbs, so you haven't been eating any carbs, but you didn't take into account that you still need to eat vegetables, which are carbs. So just a few little tweaks could be all that you need to break a plateau. That's what I needed. There's music going off in my... Hold on. This started going off randomly. Christina. Okay. MyFitnessPal. So this is part of the program. We track every day using MyFitnessPal. If you go into your diary and then you go into nutrition, I just want to show you guys really fast the macro screen. Okay. So it looks like that. And it tells you your breakdown of carbs, fats, and protein. So once we get your calorie target kind of set, it's going to tell you how many grams of protein, carbs, and fats that you need. On low carb day, we're shooting for 50 grams or less of net carbs. And listen, if this is the first time you're kind of hearing this, it's going to kind of go like this, some of it. But I make sure that when you're in the program that you get it and you understand. I have diagrams and things that are going to help you. So net carbs. If you look at it, it says carbs, and then right under that it has your fiber. So you subtract the fiber from the carbs, and that's your net carbs. Okay? So on low carb day, we want that net carbs number, fiber subtracted from carbs, to be less than 50 grams. If you're vegetarian or vegan, I would want you to message me because we'll need to adjust that a little bit. It's pretty impossible to stay under 50 grams of net carbs on low carb day as a vegan vegetarian and still hit your calorie target, okay? So 2 low carb days, and then on the 3rd day, we feast. So what is feast? It's not a cheat day where you just go out and blow it on ice cream and burgers and cheesecake and just whatever fits in my macros. You'll hear that. You've probably heard that term too. If it fits in my macros, meaning if you'll see people eating Pop-Tarts and pizza because it fits in their carbs, in their macros that day. That's not this program. We're still eating whole foods, clean foods, ladies. Like, we're not trashing our systems, okay? So on feast day, we're shooting for 50% more calories than we would on a regular day. Think about that. 2,400 calories I'm shooting for on a regular day, right? Can I get some head nods? You follow me with math? On feast day, 3,600 calories. What? Yeah. So we're loading up on carbs where everything is just 50% more. Listen, ladies, if you're already enrolled in the program, I don't want you to freak out about feast day. Just everything that you eat on a regular day, just eat more. That's all you need to do. Just eat more. That's the day you get to go to Chipotle. That's the day that you can go to Zoe's. You can go to Zoe's and Chipotle on the same day on feast day. Okay? I've done it. But I would encourage you guys to eat from home. And that's another big part of this, is to start prepping a little more foods, which you're going to get a ton of ideas from the girls in the group. To start prepping, it's just going to make things easier. But I'm not going to deny you Chipotle on feast day. Okay? So feast day, 50% more carbs. Now, or 50% more calories, sorry. The next day after feast day, so think about it. You just ate 50% more calories. Like a lot of you guys, that's going to be close to 3,000 calories. It's a lot of food. So after dinner on feast day, we stop eating. And that's when the 24-hour fast starts, after dinner. So you go to bed, you sleep all night, and that's most of your fast right there. You wake up, you're already used to not eating breakfast. Maybe you break your fast later in the day because you're practicing intermittent fasting. Maybe around 11, 12 is typically maybe when you break your fast. You just push that and you'll be fine, because think about all the food you just ate the day before. Like the last thing you're really going to want to think about on fast day is food, because if you prepared properly, which is one of the rules, is you have to really be shooting for the calorie minimums, because if you don't eat enough on feast day, I can't have you like falling out on fast day because you didn't fuel properly. If you're doing a low carb day and then you're trying to fast, like that's crazy. That's not cool. Okay, so we feast and then we fast. There's a very clear cycle of how this goes. Then low calorie day or regular calorie day. So the week to week changes, but you have low carb day, you have feast day, fast day. We have a low calorie day, which is just 25% less calories than a regular day. Okay. So just think on low carb and low calorie day, just like a really clean eating. A lot of you guys have done programs like the 3-day refresh, the ultimate reset. A lot of you guys have done other cleanses and whatever. Just think of low calorie, low carb day as just a really clean eating day. That's the day when you have a really clean smoothie, salads, loads of veggies and fruits like that. Not necessarily fruits on low carb day, because fruits are pretty high in carbs. Okay. So just think about that. So you've got, what are they? Low carb, feast, fast, low calorie, and a regular day. Those are the 5 days. So, and they kind of change. I'm just going to mute. If you're not muted, please mute your lines. I think it might be the whites. Okay, so I'm going to open it up to Q&A real fast. We only have a few more minutes. I really just wanted to get through the 5-day cycle and also let you guys know how the workouts kind of align with that. So on low carb day, we're typically doing sprint workouts, and I provide all the workouts for you. If you don't have a gym, you don't go to classes, whatever, or you do go to classes, like we're still, like I did my workout from home today. You can still do other workouts, but I would encourage you to try the workouts that I give you because they're pretty badass. But so on low carb day, we're doing sprints. And I mean sprints, like you can do it with a jump rope, stairs, you can get on an elliptical, whatever, but it's a sprint speed burst training. On feast day, that is a heavy lifting day, you guys. That's your leg day, basically. Okay, so on feast day, we are eating, but we are crushing our workout that day. Fast day, no workout, or you can do yoga, you can go for a walk, but we take rest day very, very seriously because like I said before, overtraining was part of my problem, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot of maybe your problem too. So on rest day, that's we're fasting. A low carb day is also typically a rest day, or we might do speed burst training on low, did I say low carb, low calorie? Low calorie sometimes is rest. It just depends on the week. Regular calorie day, another full body weights. So you're getting a good balance of workouts. You're getting strength training, you're getting your cardio, you're getting your strength or your stretch and balance, and you're resting. Okay. So just kind of really trying to balance everything out and fuel your workouts. Okay. If you have any questions, I'm going to check out the chat box real fast. And then I'm just going to go over my notes and make sure I didn't really miss anything. If you guys have questions, just you can unmute yourself, or you can just like wave me down and I can unmute you. If you're interested in the Carb Cycling 101 program, you can get more information on my website at emberneville.com. Like I said, we have a program starting on Monday, so we're using this week as a kickoff week, so you have plenty of time to get in it. It's 6 weeks. It's $30 a week. I invoice you in full at the beginning. If you need to work that out, just message me, but it comes out to $30 a week. This is a level 1 Carb Cycling 101 program. Again, I provide you the workouts. I provide you the weekly food cycle plan. This is women only. I know a few of you maybe have spouses listening and they can totally participate with you, but whenever I put you into the group with the others, it's all women. So I'd like to keep it that way. And then if you guys, of course, if you refer anybody into the program, I give you a $25 referral gift for that. So I obviously appreciate you guys tagging your friends and sharing all of this information with people. I'm loving it. I as much as I love routine and structure and things to be the same, I really do love the cycle that each day is kind of different with the food, because I don't get bored. And I don't know, I just feel the energy. I feel the difference. I don't know. I can't really explain it, I guess, but I really hope that you guys will explore this. And there are tons of different programs out there for carb cycling, and you'll see a lot of like bodybuilders and figure competitors and stuff doing it. We don't go as extreme because they really do fast down into ketosis and stuff. And this is a very basic carb cycling, food cycling program that you can do literally forever. So it's not like we're training down to cut and bulk and all of that. I hope that makes sense. So any questions, you guys? What happens after the 6 weeks? Do you know anyone stopping? Do you gain the weight back? I would think that I haven't, well, obviously my girls have kept going, and the people that I'm doing it with have kept going. I think if you maintain your calorie, I would suggest doing another test just to make sure your calories don't change at the end of it. So like in June, I would do a body analytics, but after the 6 weeks, you can continue to carb cycle. Because it would probably go with your workouts anyway, but I haven't experienced anybody gaining weight back. And here's the thing. During the 6 weeks, you're not allowed to step on the scale. Like, I'm not a fan of the scale. And I have 3 rules, like no negativity, no unnecessary drama. Like obviously you're going to have a bad day, and that's fine, but no like unnecessary negativity, no stepping on the scale. And you have to really stick to the program. Like, we'll have to adjust a few days for people, like I'm traveling or I'm going to a wedding or whatever, like we can switch a few days here and there, but those are basically my 3 rules. Yeah, it's hard when you teach. I know. I actually cut some of my classes whenever I started this program because I was just all over the place. Thank you guys again so much for jumping on. We have about 2.5 minutes. So if you have questions, you can continue to type them, but I think we should go back to our dance party. Also, I forgot to mention, you guys should totally check out the All Day Fat Burning Diet book if you don't have it already. And I do send a copy of this to everybody who does my program as a little bit of required reading. It's really good. I also really love his website. So if you don't have that, you should totally check it out. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, you guys know how to reach me. Again, the information is over at emberneville.com, and you should go check out my new website, you guys. It's totally cute. Thank you guys for being on. I'll see you guys soon. Check it all out.